Alright, y'all, we about to get into doing this hit of mine. We about to flat iron it and all that good jazz. I'm finna take this robe off because it's a bit hot. Oh Lord. Let's take it off. Let's take off the bonnet. Scarf is already off. But let me put something on my lips. But I did want to have, let me focus on one thing at a time. One thing I can say is I'm learning now, like, how to pause in between miscellaneous things and then go back to filming to help with editing so that my videos don't be as long as they be. But it's because I non-stop talk, and the reason is because I can lose a train of thought very fast. If you know me, you know I'm a yapper. Sometimes too much daggone yapping. I'm trying to work on it, but sometimes I cannot help it. Hopefully this is not still wet. I'm gonna just smack it on my leg to get any excess water out of this comb because I did dry it. But my flat iron is heated. This is the one that I use by Conair. I've literally had this since like cosmetology school. I ended up purchasing this, I believe, when I was there at some point because the flat irons they gave us, I wasn't a fan. I'm like, I need something that's actually tea. And as you see, I love the rainbow thing. The only thing I probably wouldn't get rainbows when I get my own house. Like, I might do knives maybe, but I kind of have a vibe and aesthetic. See, I'm rambling. Who cares about that? Anyway, I wanted this video to, I'm gonna attempt to do like a chit chat girl talk kind of thing. I don't know what I'm gonna get into, but we just going to talk and chat and see what happens. Pause because I don't got on none of my jewelries. This is what I'm going to be using, the Goldwell Care Silk Sleek Spray for the flat iron part. I think this is also a heat protectant. It provides heat protection, so I'm going to apply this as well. I guess I'm going to just start with this section of my head. Take it out of the little bantu knot that I had it in, and this is what we working with. I'm gonna do the trim after the flat iron since I'm flat ironing, but this is what we're working with. She's still nice and flat for the most part, so I'm gonna just take a pump of this. Child, I had to flip it over, and I don't know what's wrong with the pump, but at this point, like, it's still a type of oil. Hopefully that was enough, because it's like this kind of literally immediately low-key evaporates. It's like it's oil, but it ain't. When I flat iron my hair, I'm gonna go back in with my mini flat iron to get, like, you know, the real nape of the neck. But yeah, we try to do real sleek, slim sections. This is actually smaller than what I usually would do, but like I said, I really want to make sure cord. But I used to flat iron my hair a lot, and now I don't do it like as often, so I be having to remember my head and make sure I don't burn myself. That don't seem like it's up high enough at all. Cause girl, what was that? What was that? Nothing. I also don't usually go section by section. I usually flat iron like this, like the whole section, which I may end up doing. I turned the flat iron up a little bit. I'm just waiting for it to stop blinking. Oh, there we go. Because I don't know what that first section was given, but it wasn't given. Or maybe it was just too small of a section, because there is a thing of too thin of a section. You got to get the right amount. Like, there's a thing of too thick and too thin. That's what I'm talking about. There we go. There's flat. And I use titanium. These is titanium plates. I know people be like, titanium is only for professionals. Well, babe, I am a professional. I have my license. So, and I just feel like, I don't care what nobody say, titanium plates are better to me, in my opinion, than ceramic. That's just me personally. So, like, you can get damaged either way, but I will say, if you are somebody like who isn't super experienced with hair and just knowing like everybody can't get every temperature and things like that, it is better that you use ceramic. But baby, we gonna get them titaniums over here. We gonna get into the girl chat, y'all. I'm also filming for TikTok. They not getting a girl chat, but y'all are. Okay, Inches hair is growing back, darling. Let me talk to them real quick and then I'll get back to y'all. All right, now that I combined the sections, we can go on ahead and continue. I'll be back at TikTok later, but now to the girl chat. So before y'all see this, y'all will probably see a video, and in that video, I don't know what the title is going to be yet, but I wasn't sure if I was ever going to post the video because emotional video, and I was crying in the video. It was a lot going on in the video. You see me crying, then you see me cool, then you see me happy, then you see me irked and annoyed. And you've seen everything. You've seen like the 5 stages of grief all mixed up, jumbled together, and reversed. That's what you basically see. You've seen a lot going on, and basically now touching a bit on that, I was contemplating on whether I wanted to post it because I'm somebody that like, I feel everything intensely, but sometimes I need time to sit and reflect, and sometimes that can happen within minutes, within hours, within days, shoot, maybe months. But sometimes I need time to like sit and reflect on stuff before I be like, all right, this is really how I feel about this situation. Have transpired since that whole thing, where it's just like, you definitely might have been like tweaking just a little bit. The emotions, like how I felt in that moment, is still like true to how I felt. Like that's just how I felt in that moment. But also I was just like, you know what, maybe I should post it because it's just vulnerable and maybe it will help somebody. I don't know, but I was just like, you can tell I have not flattened my hair in a long time because I cannot get this little part here close to my ear, and usually I can get it, but I think it's just been so long. I gotta relearn how to do my hair and knowing when I'm getting too close and when I'm not. This is making me hot and I don't want my hair to like sweat out, but I did put the heat on. But anyway, I don't know, the video was just very vulnerable, but it was how I was feeling at the moment. But like, things are definitely different. I have different feelings now and about said person because things just happen that fast. Like, and you know what's crazy? The thing that happened with this person and how they just did is similar to the other person that I also was mentioning in the video, where I was like, oh, there's another person, and they both, like, both of them seem like they could be perfect, but they both, neither one of them follow Christ. The same thing, y'all. And I'm tired of like getting ghosted. I think it's so disrespectful, but at the same time, I'm starting to think this is God's doing, because of the simple fact that the other person, not the one that the video was about, but the other one, when we were dealing with each other, I remember I did the Amazon fast shipping prayer. If you know, you know. And it was like, Lord, is he the one, blah, 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 blah. And I didn't necessarily hear an answer, but I felt like I knew. But like, I'm like, nah, I need to know. It's like deep down I knew, but at the same time I was like, maybe, you know, there may be a little chance, a little something. And I asked Lord, I'm like, remove him, and he didn't get removed immediately. So I'm thinking I'm green, but that wasn't the case. But what ended up happening was everything was cool, and then he literally within seconds, it was like a light bulb just went off or switched, and that man ended up ghosting me, right? But I also had, before that, like after I did the prayer and I'm thinking I'm green, and I kept praying a prayer, and I feel like that also should have been a sign to me that I kept praying this, because I knew. But like at the same time, me in my head, I'm thinking, nah, maybe this might be green. And I remember I told God, I said, well, matter of fact, I think God did end up answering me. And I talked about this before, but he had gave me a verse, and I was reading about King Solomon, but basically God was just like, your intentions are good, but you're not the one to do it. Basically, that's what he said. And I was like, well, Lord, you're going to have to remove him yourself, because I don't have the strength to do it. And then that's when, shortly after that, the ghosting thing ended up happening. And the same with this person from the video that I uploaded, the first girl chat. He did the same thing. Like everything was fine, and then within seconds he just hit me with a Danny Phantom, and he's a phantom. Danny Phantom. I'm like, what's going on? But the difference is he hit me with a Danny Phantom in text, but I seen him in person like twice after that, and he is sitting here like speaking as if you ain't ignore my text, like, you feel me? So, and just like with the other one, I'm somebody, I can't like be nonchalant. I need to let you know how I feel, so at least I get that off my chest. And if you decide to still ignore or whatever the case after that, then that's what you do. But at least I said my piece so that I can be at peace and truly heal and move on, and not go with things left unsaid, because I know how my mind likes to get. But moving forward, I'm not going to do that. It was just those two people in particular shocked me, because it's like, y'all don't give that. So it's like when it happened, it's just like, it just shocked me, because it's like, that's a part of y'all character that actually, the one that the original girl chat video was about, that actually low-key kind of his character, now that I'm thinking about it. But the other one, not really. But also I was still getting to know him, so I don't know. Well, obviously that is part of his character, you know what I'm saying? I didn't see, and it don't give that, so it's just strange. But I'm thinking if they didn't do that, then I don't know, like I would still be going on. Like they have to go to the exhaust extreme type vibe. And dang, I'm getting hot. The air on, but the flat iron, child. Hold up. And that I feel like sometimes me, like, not with everybody, literally just those two in particular, I don't know what it is. I don't want to say grace, because I don't think grace is the right word, but I kind of give them like little extra leeway to like just come back in a sense. Because anybody else in my past, when I'm done with you, if we was talking or whatever case, when I'm done, I'm done. There's no coming back. There's no reconciliation. Well, I don't want to say no reconciliation. Like forgiveness has been extended, But like us being cool or kicking it or friends or anything like that, I have no interest. Like, it's not happening. We not talking again. There's not going to be no type of romantic connection. We not going to be friends. Because usually they be trying to be friends. And I'm like, no. We just quite frankly, like, have nothing to talk about. Not even on the root stuff. But like, I don't want to be friends. But them two in particular, and it may be because I've come to the realization that I think for these two men in particular, I can say like I truly genuinely love them, so there's like love there. But I feel like when I was thinking about this earlier, I feel like sometimes I haven't red flags that like I have certain red flags, right, that is just already like red flags that I have that I look out for. But there are red flags that I kind of skip over or miss or disregard because I don't necessarily look at it as a red flag. But when I look back at it, I'm like, that's a red flag. Like, for example, I have certain things that are like non-negotiables, which is he has to be a believer and follower of Christ. And I know y'all probably like, but wasn't they? Mind your business. It's like, nah, but I'm really standing 10 toes on it now. The first time with the first man, that wasn't like, it was a non-negotiable, but it wasn't. It became a non-negotiable, but then with the other joint, I still believe in my heart he's not going to stay a Muslim for the rest of his life. But that's neither here nor there. So like stuff like that, like he gotta at least be, you know, filled with the Holy Spirit, you feel what I'm saying, truly walking in the Spirit. Not somebody that's just saying they're a Christian and then they live a life and it's like, you cabin type beat. But I feel like I have those that's like, oh, if they not, that's like a red flag to me. And I have other things as well, but there are things that I just have set out like, that's a red flag. Or if they do this or that, like it's clip, we not talking, like that's clip type beat. But for example, I feel like me, like before I knew Christ, I would always say like, oh, I'm not messing with no hood man, no hood ninja, because like if you are, well, not a hood one, I look at hood and street as two different things, even though I have people that disagree, but there's a difference to me. A hood man and a street man is not the same. But I'd be like, I'm never messing with a street ninja because like you just too into that violence, and I'm not trying to be no innocent bystander because you got ops and they don't care type thing. And did I listen to that? No. But that was like something that I was saying up until the point that I didn't listen. And then when I didn't listen, I end up listening afterwards. So I'm like, nah, I know why I said that I wouldn't, and I should have just stuck to that. But anyway, I'm trying to get to the point, y'all. It'd be hard for me to get to the point, but just bear with it. Yeah. We here, we talking. Like, listen, just listen. So I feel like if I have to ask you, like, oh, you not in no beef or nothing, that should be a red flag. But it's not something that initially will go off in my head, because that would be something that should be a red flag to me by me even asking that question. Because why are you even entertaining somebody that could potentially have beef? Because that's not something that I would ask everybody. Like, for example, and that don't mean that just because somebody don't look like it, that don't mean they could be living a double life. But for example, first homeboy, no, the second one from the video, we gonna call the one that was an atheist A, and we gonna call the other one that's just in a different religion D, right? So A, he just didn't give that. Like when we met and all that, nothing about him gave street or hood. He nothing, like not a thing about him. So me, even though he could have been crazy, but I didn't have to ask him like, oh, like you not in no beef or nothing. Like I didn't have nothing going off in my head like somebody could pull up and start busting type thing. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I didn't have none of that, like, oh, somebody crazy could pull up. Like there was no type of, I don't want to say fear, but there was no like worry of that. I didn't have to ask him that because he just didn't give that. Now D, on the other hand, he don't necessarily give that either, but I do know, because I know him more than I knew A, he did have friends. I don't want to necessarily say they be into it, but I have seen pictures of things that's just like they could be into that. They might not be heavily into that, but like they might have beef. And you know, this generation. And I had asked him that because he didn't used to be that way, but things happen over the years and he's just definitely different, unrecognizable. And to me, it's not in a good way, and it just not a fan, because I'm just like, what happened to the boy? What happened to you? Type of thing. But like, anyway, some things happen over the years, and I'm pretty sure, you know, some things happen with his friends as well. And like I said, I don't think they are, but I peep game on a bean, you feel me? Like, I ain't stupid. So it's like, by me even asking him that question, that just should have been a red flag to me. But it wasn't something that I initially picked up on or peeped. Like I asked the question just to be on the safe side. But it's like, me now, I just wouldn't entertain anybody where I feel like I would even have to ask you that question. You know what I'm saying? But little things like that, that's not something that I have in the back of my mind like this is a red flag that I'm looking out for. It's just one that will pop up that I may subtly dismiss. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like I may have done that with him, maybe because there's like history, and just because, like I said, I don't know, shoot, things was happening in his life. A lot of things have changed for the both of us, and I just gotta be on the safe side, cause like I said, I peep some stuff, like, you know, I peep, especially because I knew him well, and just knowing him and just knowing the differences, like, I gotta ask, brother man, I gotta ask to happen. But I'm literally just a gorilla. Like, I'm going through this life learning, but I also feel like dating in a Christian space hard because it's hard to find men of God in general. I feel like, at least for me, it's hard to find them, especially because I don't go out. And even churches that I visited some with men that look like young or look like they might have been my age, but like, girl, it is hard out here. And the thing is, I'm not, because I remember my aunt asked me, like, was I dating? And I'm like, no. And she was like, are you open to it? I'm like, I'm open to it. There's literally just no, I don't know what's the word, I don't want to say roster. There's no potential, like there's no options, you feel me? It's like, because I'm looking for a certain thing. There's just certain things in particular, like I said, that are non-negotiables, and it's hard to find people that's hitting them non-negotiables. It's hard. I know it's out there because I see my other brothers and sisters in Christ, and you know, people out here getting engaged and getting married. Me though, I'm just like not even entertaining the nonsense. So for me, I do feel like it's hard, but I know I do have other sisters in Christ that's going through like the same thing, but also it's like, it's not my focus. Like, I'm not intentionally going out there to look, but I'm not opposed to it, but I'm not going out there to look. And no, I'm not going on no dating site. Get out of my face with all that. Now, do I have some profiles? Yes, but it was never for dating. That's just when I used to be back in the Forex scams. Not the Forex scams, the multi-level marketing scams, because y'all do know I do still trade Forex. Forex is not the scam. The MLMs that I was in, yes, but that's what I have made them for. That's a whole nother story for another day. That's just, I don't even know what kind of girl talk. This not a girl talk of like me, do I got some advice? No, this is a girl talk of like just venting girl talk, just like how my first video was. Basically just venting type of thing. But I'm working on it. I'm, you know, I'm learning my lesson. I'm working on it. I'm getting better. I'm improving, you know. I just gotta set my boundaries and stick to them regardless of if me and a person has history or not, because at the end of the day, my feelings is the one that is hurt. No, ain't it? Who's regarding my feelings? Nobody. At the end of the day, you feel me? So, but it's just definitely one of those things where it's just like you gotta LOL it. You gotta laugh out loud at that and keep it pushing. And that's just what I've been doing. I am like sweating for real. I need to take a break, y'all. It's hot. Alright, y'all. We are almost finished. Finally. I was just telling TikTok that when I try to talk and do my hair at the same time, I must be exhausting too much energy because I get hot again. Because I really wasn't like sweating after I wasn't talking. I was just flat ironing my hair, but I guess it's just I'm just exhausting too much energy trying to talk and flat iron my hair because I'm starting to get hot again. But we almost done. And like I was telling TikTok, the progress in my hair is phenomenal. There's still a bit of brown that has to be cut off, but for the most part, it is phenomenal. Like my hair, ooh, girl, my hair is doing really, really well with how I decided to go about getting the damage off from the green that I had and just chopping off this month by month since September of 2025. I've been doing that, as y'all know, wearing my 2-strand twist. Obviously months in between, I did, well, not months in between, but some months since September all the way up to now, which is June of 2026, I have had different styles, but for the most part I was wearing 2-strand twists for the majority of the time and making sure that I was hydrating and moisturizing my hair in between, and I've seen the progress. It's amazing. I love it. But by September, probably even before that, all of the damage should be off at that point, and then we can just focus on retaining the length. You know, I was okay with my hair being basically like the same length for months with having to cut off that damage. I was okay with that. And now, because my hair has just been growing back so fast, so yeah, my camera look like it's about to die, so I'm gonna be back with y'all once I'm like finished. I should have filmed when I just did this side with y'all, but I just did it for TikTok because I was just moving. But I'm not going to do a crazy chop and cut only because I have this wedding to go to. So I'm cutting over my table, y'all. This side is shorter, ain't it? Yep, not that much shorter. Damage off, but I'm not gonna go in like how I normally would, only because I gotta put clip-ins in within the next couple, well, like week, and I needed to not be too crazy. But if I wasn't doing anything, this cut would be very different. But I do still want to get some of the damage off, so I cut straight across first, and then I go in at like an angle to kind of get it kind of lined up. There's no rhyme or rhythm. This is just what I do, and it works for me. It works, has been working, so I'm just sticking for what works. Feel me? It been getting the ends off. Shoot. Alright, now let me just make sure these parts is even for the most part. That's about as even they gonna be. Now this part, it looks crazy, but that's cool. Side part, or just tucked behind the ear. But you know, this is snagging on something. It is hurting me. I'm gonna comb these up out of the way now. Them out the way, split it down the middle. Now this I do usually do with no shirt on, but I'm filming, so I can't do that. But what I do, pull it down, cut it straight across like that. I just split my hair down the middle. Then just try to make sure that they even. Sit my mirror up so I can really see what's going on. I put a book under me just so that I can easily clean this up. It's hard to see. Like going across, it looked like it. There's a gap there. Oh, it's from up the top. Oh no, it's not. I don't know where it's from. This side is just more even. That's what I do know. And then sometimes I go like this to, you know. It's hard with this shirt, that's why I do usually do it with no shirt on. But I'm gonna have to clean it up off video with no shirt on, because it is just hard to do that with a shirt on. I bring it up. Let me see. work or anything like that. Back there. But I do know something is uneven back here because from one of the times that I cut it. But it's not the end of the world. I worry about it being clean and even once the top is off. How do I want to do this? That's when I worry about everything being even. But evenness is not my goal. My goal is health right now. Evenness I'll worry about later. And that should hold even whatever with the heck Mr. Vector. I'm trying to keep this from getting, I don't know what you call it. Oh no, it put a bend in my hair. It must wasn't cooled down all the way. I low-key could do a silk wrap, but I don't have no saran wrap. That's what a silk press is, when you wrap the hair then do the saran wrap, but I don't have that, so I might just wrap this with a scarfy scarf. But I need to clean this up. Give me a second, y'all. Alright, since I don't have a saran wrap, I'm gonna just wrap my hair regular and let it sit. Which way do I want to wrap it? Because if I do curl it, my side part is usually this way, so I'm gonna wrap it this way. Which it'd be hard to wrap on freshly like flat ironed hair, but because it just literally just falls right out because it's so silky over here and don't. But what you can do is you put bobby pins in there at first, but I only got this bobby pin right here and I don't feel like getting up. These bobby pins not even long enough. But what you do is you wrap your hair and you put some bobby pins. Don't use these little ones like me. But you put them in, which I'm struggling with because these bobby pins is little. And I don't know where the heck is my other bobby pins. They probably in this joint next to me. I'm gonna use this clip as one and use this last bobby pin. I'm about to show y'all. Put your bobby pins in, put your scarf on, tie it. Whose car alarm? Tie it. Take the clips out, so slide them out. Just slide your bobby pins out. I got one more. Where did I put it? Once you slide it out, take that little joint out and you just hold tight. Hold up. And twist. But keep it untied because you might have to like pull on it, so don't tie it. And then slide any hair that's still like sticking. Slide it up in and just, no scarf, why are you trying to embarrass me? It usually be a little bit more together than this, but this scarf is extra silky as well. But you just keep doing that and pushing them hairs up in there. Pull, twist, and once you got it for the most part, which I do, I'm gonna just slide that up in there. Tie it. And I'm gonna just tuck that and then fix any other pieces. But that's how you wrap without the bobby pins in there. At night, I'm telling you, get the longer bobby pins so you don't be struggling like me. Oh, that light died too. Everything just died, honey. Get up the longer bobby pins, but that's what you do. So I'm gonna let this sit and I'm gonna come back to both of y'all when we done. Joyous day. We finna unwrap the hair. It's a whole new day. The scarf came off a couple times. I ran out, but I still kept it wrapped. I just made a way. But we finna unwrap it. Let me get some film for TikTok. So just untie my scarf. Well, my bonnet, because the scarf had came off. You see that silk that splat? You see that silk that splat, girl? Stop it, girl. This the little emo style. What was how the song go? I'll tell you my dirty little secret. But do you see that silk that's black, girl? So you see that it's giving ORS box. It's giving I got a relaxer, no relaxer. Do you see that splat? Do you see the splat? Do you see the splat? You know, shake your dread, shake your dread, shake your dread. Hey, shake your dread, shake your dread. That. Now, if you see how silky this is, just imagine just how the closures used to look. This how people closures used to look before we got advanced. It would be just like this. It would come down and it would be just like this. But if you think this silky, just imagine. Sorry, I'm filming on two things. Just imagine how silky this would have been if it was in a saran wrap. Like, it really would have been silky, sir. And yes, your part will still be there. You might gotta clean up this little one too, but baby, the part is gonna be there. Don't worry about the part. If it's silky and not oily, if you really got that splat, it's going to be there. I have my hair straightened out in so long, and she's still growing so healthily. Look at her. Even with this up here, she's growing very well. But yeah, I'm gonna put in clip-ins. Yeah, I do need to see what do the back. How long is the back? Oh, she's T back there. I can't really turn all the way around, but I think she's T. Let me get an angle. Ooh, let me get an angle for. Yeah. Oh yeah, I know she's T, period. But yeah, I'm gonna put my clip-ins in most likely because I can't really like wear my hair out unless I tuck my sides. And I might can do this side because this side it's not as bad, I don't think, as the other side. I might can do something like this. Oh my gosh, it's so weird seeing me with just natural hair color. But I could do this or I can tuck both. Yeah, y'all, it's so tea. Y'all, like, I feel like y'all need a little extra bit of light over here. But it's so tea, y'all. Like, I'm in love. I'm obsessed. Like, it's so tea. Like, stop. But yeah, y'all, so I'm gonna show y'all the clip-ins too as well. But yeah, I'm finna hop on the charts. You already know the vibes. Yeah, we finna hop on the charts, and I'll catch y'all later. But I'm loving the hair. It's silky, y'all. I've got it back down packed to how I used to do. This is silky, baby. Yeah, I do need to get thumbnails though, because I don't be kidding.
Father, wrap your arms around me and don't let me go. Father, please don't let me go because I need you with me. I know you won't never forsake me and you stepping with me. Lord, I repent of all my sins. I'm praying you forgive me. I watched my mama